Once upon a time, there was a man named Steve Jobs. You might know him as the genius behind Apple, the company that gave us the iPhone, iPad, and so many other things we use every day. But what you may not know is that his journey wasn't always smooth or easy. In fact, one of the darkest moments in his life turned out to be the spark he needed to create something extraordinary. Steve started Apple in his parents' garage when he was just 21 years old. He had big dreams and worked tirelessly with his friend Steve Wozniak to build computers that were simple, beautiful, and powerful. Within a few years, Apple became wildly successful. People loved their products, and Steve felt like he was on top of the world. But then, something unexpected happened. When Steve was 30 years old, the board of directors at Apple decided they didn't want him leading the company anymore. They fired him, the very person who helped create it. Can you imagine how crushing that must have felt? To pour your heart into something only to be pushed away? For a while, Steve was lost. He didn't know what to do next. Many people would have given up right there, thinking, if my own company doesn't believe in me, maybe I'm not cut out for this. But Steve wasn't like most people. Instead of letting failure break him, he chose to see it as an opportunity, a chance to start over and try again. So, Steve did exactly that. He created a new company called Next, which focused on making high-quality computers for education and businesses. Around the same time, he also bought a small animation studio called Pixar. At first, these ventures weren't huge successes either. There were challenges, doubts, and plenty of hard work. But Steve kept going, because deep down, he believed in himself and his vision. Years passed, and slowly but surely, both Next and Pixar began to shine. Pixar released Toy Story, the first ever fully computer-animated movie, and it became a massive hit. Meanwhile, Apple struggled without Steve's leadership. Their products weren't selling well, and the company was on the verge of collapse. That's when Apple made a surprising decision. They bought Next and brought Steve back to save them. This time, Steve returned with even more wisdom and determination. He took everything he'd learned during his time away and used it to reinvent Apple from the ground up. Under Steve's guidance, Apple introduced revolutionary products like the iPod, iPhone, and MacBook. These inventions changed the way we live, work, and connect with each other. And guess what powered all those innovations? The technology from Next, the company Steve built after being fired. Steve's story teaches us an important lesson. Sometimes setbacks are blessings in disguise. Losing his job at Apple could have ended Steve's career, but instead, it forced him to think differently, take risks, and grow stronger. It showed him that even when you feel like you've lost everything, you still have the power to create something amazing from nothing. The truth is, life will throw obstacles your way. You might fail, get rejected, or feel like giving up. But remember this, every great comeback starts with a moment of struggle. Like Steve Jobs proved, sometimes the hardest times lead to the brightest futures. So, if you're facing a challenge today, don't lose hope. Trust yourself, keep moving forward, and believe that you can turn any setback into a stepping stone. After all, creating something from nothing isn't just possible. It's where true magic happens. And who knows? Maybe someday, your story will inspire someone else to keep going, no matter what. What did Steve Jobs do after he was fired from Apple? Please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for updates. Let's grow together. Thanks for your support.